Come as you are. Hello, everybody. I'm Parker Pruitt, and thank you for joining me on the Inseparable Podcast. Well, everyone, I want to start off with some great news. My wife and I are expecting our second child. So we are really excited to bring a little guy or a little girl into the world and really thank God for the blessing that is children. So that's why I haven't really been too busy on the podcast the last couple of weeks because obviously I've gotten a whole other set of circumstances to deal with, and I've been pretty busy the last few weeks. So I apologize for not posting any videos here recently, but I wanted to uh, bring something to you guys that was pretty interesting that happened to me the other day. And that is that I was praying the other day in my car. Actually, I was on my way to the gym, just dropped my daughter off at daycare. And um, it, just to be honest with you, life sometimes gets in the way, right? Life gets in the way of, um, or at least busyness gets in the way of our prayer life or our relationship with God, right? um, Everything competes for our attention. Everything from social media to money to people to sleep, everything in the world just begs for our attention. But we have to rule our lives. We can't let our lives rule us. So, but in any case, I was taking some time and I was praying on my way to the gym, and it had been a while, to be honest with you. It had been, you know, a few weeks since I had really been intimate with God in a prayer, and I started all of a sudden feeling a little convicted, a little, and that's a self feeling. That's not God enforcing that feeling on us, but I felt convicted. I felt, um, like I was ashamed. A lot of shame there for not coming to God earlier or, and I'll be honest with you, I had fallen short, I had sinned and, I started feeling, anytime I start feeling stressed or anxious about life, I start growing short with people, whether that be at work or maybe even with my own family, I'm start just becoming a different person. That's when I know it's time to get right with the Lord, right? I know that I'm not spending the time I need with God, and therefore it's coming out in other ways, in an ugly way. So in any case, I admit, I sinned. I was um, not gonna go into that what that sin was. That's between me and God. But uh, I was not happy with where I was at in life, and um, just I started praying and coming to God, but I just found myself once again just being ashamed, like I felt dirty, like I was like, man, like this isn't how you're supposed to feel when you're praying, right? So, but as I prayed, I felt the Holy Spirit comfort me, and I felt Him say these four words to me. He said, "Come as you are," and it just kind of made me like realize that we don't have to clean ourselves before we come to God. We don't have to get our lives in order and get our lives straightened out because that'll never happen, right? It really just won't. You got to just come as you are. You have to just go to Christ, go to God as you are in prayer, and He's the one who makes you clean and pure, right? He's the one who straightens out your life. He's the one that gives you peace that surpasses all understanding. That feeling of conviction that I was feeling, that feeling of shame, is really just straight from the enemy, in my opinion. Um, it would be like us go. This is how backward it is. It'd be like us cleaning our car before taking it to a car wash. Makes no sense, right? In my analogy, Jesus Christ is the car wash. He's who gets you clean. He's who gets you pure. He's who sets you on the right track. You don't have to clean yourself before coming to Him. That's His job. That's His pleasure. That's His goodwill. And that's what He wants to do for you too, if you just trust Him. That's what He enjoys most about or at least that's what he enjoys doing as a father, as any parent knows, is when um, your kid actually trusts you and puts their faith and their trust in you. Um, it's kind of like my daughter Carmen. She's 4 years old. If she were to make a mess in her room, let's say she likes to play with crayons, right? Let's say she colors all over the walls, which she's done plenty of times. She knows I'm not going to be happy with her. She knows I'm going to be upset. So when I come into a room, if she runs away from me, I'm gonna be like, man, like, don't be scared, come here. But if she runs to me, I'm not gonna just push her away. No, you don't get a hug. Of course I'm gonna embrace her because I'm trying to be a good father, right? So of course I'm gonna embrace her. Of course I'm gonna love her, but I'm gonna teach her too, like, hey, we don't do that, and maybe it's a little firm, whatever. But it's my good pleasure to know that she still trusts me, and in the midst of her messes, in the midst of her little screw up, she's 4 years old, so you got to be patient as a parent, and God knows He has to be patient with us too, because we're His children. We always fall short of the glory of God. We always fall short. We make mistakes. We're human. We screw up. We don't do the right thing. Sometimes we're the goats. Sometimes we're not sheep. Sometimes we're the goats, as you know, uh, the New Testament puts it. And so, but Jesus is still our Father at the end of the day. So come as you are and trust Him. And I want to read a couple of verses in Matthew that Jesus spoke. It's Matthew 11:28 through 30, and I'll be reading out of the Passion Translation. And this kind of sums up everything I'm talking about right now. And this is what Jesus says. Matthew 11:28. Are you weary, carrying a heavy burden? Come to me. I will refresh your life, for I am your oasis. Simply join your life with mine. Learn my ways, and you'll discover that I'm gentle, humble, easy to please. You will find refreshment and rest in me, for all that I require of you will be pleasant and easy to bear. In other translations, it's um, come to me and I will give you rest. My yoke is easy and my burden is light, right? So, either way, Jesus is asking us to trust Him, put our faith in Him, come to Him. No matter what you've done, no matter how you feel, come to Him when things are going good, when you're doing right, when you're not sinning at all. Come to Him. When you've backslid, quote unquote, come to Him. He will still give you that rest. He enjoys His children when they come to Him, and He is always willing to provide counsel, help, comfort, whatever you need. He knows what you need. But just all you have to do is swallow your pride and come to Him. Come as you are. I hope you guys enjoyed this message as much as I did. Please like, subscribe to this podcast, and share this video with all your friends. Thank you again. God bless you.